Hello and welcome back to our KSP Career, and if it looks differently, mainly because of the aspect ratio, yes, we have some 138 science and I've upgraded the save to 1.12. And also, I've upped the resolution to ultra wide. Let me know if you like it. I've recently acquired an ultra wide monitor, so I might as well figured I'll give you guys a taste of what it really looks like to play the KSP on 440 by 440. So yeah, and today we will be building a Duna ComNet deployer. So first we will be launching, we already are launching a satellite that will be a relay satellite back to Kerbin and a lander. However, we will be launching a small constellation of satellites that will be wrapped tightly around the, Duna, and they will be relaying the signal to the actual deployer. So, let's just align, and these are what I'm designing now, are the mini satellites. There will be, I think, between 4 and 12, so 4, 8 or 12 of them. And I'm gonna be launching them as a constellation, using sort of like, think of it like SpaceX's Starlink satellites. Something like that. I got inspired from that and I figured might as well. And what better way to show it off than in ultra wide. Let me know if you like it. If you like it, I will continue to post it in ultra wide, otherwise I will just revert it to 1080p and let me know. So, this is the micro relay satellite. Now we will be designing the launcher vehicle. We're once again going with a round probe, however, this time we will be going like this, and this is the rideshare adapter from, what is it called? Tundra, yes, that's what they call SpaceX nowadays. Alright, so, and here we are attaching this bad boy, look. So, 4 of them on the rideshare. Now, we'll just duplicate it and just send more. Here's the relay. Oh, wait, no. I want the Communitron to go here. There we go. There we go. So this would be an antenna that would be keeping tabs on Kerbin. This would be an antenna that makes sure that we can control the craft while in the atmosphere. And I'm thinking some solar panel, because when all of these satellites detach, I have no means of producing the power myself, so there we go, ComNet deployer, thank you. And then I'm actually thinking just, rinse, repeat, replicate. First things first, I actually want to put some reaction wheels. However, let's first actually put reaction wheels, I think that's better. And then duplicate these bad boy. There we go, take a look. Wonderful, isn't it? Now, that being said, let's put another, I want to put it encase it in some sort of a fairing. So let's see, oh no, that's a big one. Do we have another fairing? Where's my 2.5 meter fairing? Yeah, also guys, one thing that I did install, I think I installed a couple of mods, some space station mods, Bon Voyage, and probes before crew, which I think did a little bit of fumbling my some of the components that I'm using, but no matter, I think it will be cool to play it like this anyway. So, some batteries, there we go, that looks cool. Now I'm thinking of just finding the right fairing for it. These are the big Tundra fairings, and I was thinking to go, RCS fuel tank, don't need one. I'm trying to find the good adapter, there is it. And then I will be putting the fairing. So initially I was going with the, procedural 1.8 meter fairing. However, honestly, I'm not a big fan of how it looks. It looks like a, it looks fat. So, and then I was thinking, okay, so if I use 1.8, what would be my delivery system, So then that means I need 1.8 meter rocket. Okay, fair enough. Let's explore this option. So, just checking my staging, making sure that everything is correctly put. By the way, for those of you that are interested in flying, will be mostly build heavy episode with a little bit of testing. So we're not going to be launching this bad boy today. It will be coming in the subsequent episodes. This is just assembling, the Duna ComNet deployer. And I've opted for this engine because it's super efficient. It has ridiculous ISP. So I'm thinking it would be cool. I think its ISP is around 500 and something, so figured, what the hell, might as well use it. Right. So let's stage it here, and then I was trying to find an adapter going from 1.8 meters to 2.5, and I couldn't find it for the life of me. So I was thinking doing something like this, but then I realized it's just butt ugly. And then I was trying to find a good 1.8 meter engine, which I couldn't find again. Oh, the design choices that we have to make with different, fairing sizes. Then all of a sudden I said, I might as well try with a different, fairings, perhaps. So, after I found the correct adapter, I've decided to put the real Mothra fairings, the SpaceX style kind. And then I realized, hold on, if I already need to put like this giant ass fairing on top of this, I might as well be, putting more satellites, right? I know. What can I tell you? So, this looks actually much more plausible. Now we're launching things SpaceX style. Alright, so the fairing's done. Now, 2 sets of reaction wheels just to be on the safe side, a big Tundra tank, and then a beautiful engine. Okay, so Bagora. Now let's just make sure that we have enough delta V and that everything is set up correctly. And actually, guys, you might see the sharp-eyed among you might see that I'm playing with both stock and the real Kerbal alarm clock. That's because I'm using still the transfer window planner, which I find to be actually more useful, the old one from Trigger AU, than the stock one. But yeah. So I was actually thinking of going with this vacuum engine, but for some reason it doesn't gel with me very nicely. So I was trying to find another one, like maybe this guy, with on top of a smaller tank. Let's see. Okay, that's 2.1 thousand, and then we need another decoupler. And realizing that this is a smaller, size tank, one thing that kind of bothers me is that shroud doesn't. It follows the form of the engine rather than the extended fairing of the sword. So yeah, that didn't work. It looked just ugly. So I needed to find a 2.5 meter engine that could work better. So I went with something like this in the end, and then I decided, okay, I want to have the radial decouplers, and I'm gonna go with the Falcon Heavy design philosophy. So I'm gonna be putting like this, and then on top I'm gonna be putting the aerodynamic piece just to find it in the right size. Right, now let's align these 3. There we go, beautiful. Okay, so this looks like a Falcon Heavy, except I'm gonna put a fuel crossfeed inside and just making sure that everything is auto strutted. Good. Okay, just doing some final alignment so it looks kinda nice. There we go. But that made me realize I don't have actually the upper stage, I only have the boosting stage. So I figured, is there a way for me to make a smaller upper stage? And I'm trying to find a good, decent engine, and here I was going with this orbital thrust plate, which was, honestly, like I told you, I don't know what is this guy's problem. It doesn't work. it works for like 2 seconds and then it dies out. I don't know why. If anybody knows why, please let me know. I was even checking the fuel delivery overlay, and you know, after a while I decided, you know, the hell with it. I mean, it's really sad because I really like the design of this engine cluster, and it makes it small, compact, with a fairly decent, you know, delta V. So instead, I've opted to find another 2.5 meter engine, which I think I found in the Poodle. So yeah, it was not the Schnauzer, it was the Poodle. It could have been a Cocker Spaniel for all I care. If it gets me to Duna, I'll be happy. Okay, so putting these here, I think that looks rather well. Just some final corrections. Yes, thank you. Alright, that looks good to me. However, coming back after some testing, I realized part count is high and these engines don't work because they don't have enough juice to get us up there. So I replaced it with these guys, because the thrust to weight I was watching was actually, you know, vacuum rather than atmosphere. And I decided to put 4 fins and some, you know, launch clamps. Yes, that's what they call them these days. There we go. Align it nicely, and then we will do a proper test run. The point of this test run is just to show that this can get to orbit and how far can it really go. So actually, rather than using this, I figured I might as well put some science on it, because we're going to Duna, you know, and there is no point of, you know, cramming all the stuff when we don't do the science. I mean, it's also a backup, and I've gotten some extra mods like the Magic Orbital Science, as I said, Bon Voyage, and few others. I think it's stock-alike station parts, because I really want to start getting into designing space stations, and I hope it will be really cool. So, few more parts acquired, and this will have actually more parts than I would initially like it to have, but, and you can tell in the part count, it's well over the limit, but don't worry about that. We will upgrade our VAB so we don't have a problem with that. Speaking of which, let's do the test. For those of you that have been looking for a test, here's your shtick. Now, a quick check, the rocket seems to be very stable, going very nicely, you know, and also I'm running this accelerated, and due to the high part count, it was going a little bit slower than I would have anticipated. However, it went pretty, you know, decent. I went for a little bit steeper profile because with so many small satellites attached, I was worried that if I really pulled the hard right, I would get a spaghetti. Basically, you know, how would you call it? The noodle effect. Right. So I'm just pointing a little bit downrange and making sure that we, you know, circularize somewhere around the 100 kilometer apoapsis. The thrust weight of these engines is just insane. Completely bonkers. There we go. Another 10-ish seconds or so of burn with this kind of configuration, then we'll be ditching the boosters and, you know, going orbit. Boosters done, bye-bye. Yes, unlike Falcon Heavy, we won't be still performing the, you know, recovery of these boosters. Although I did install the FMRS, I have no idea how to use it. So guys in the comments, please help. So, right. Let's point maneuver prograde, and then we will be kicking in the engines. Okay, let's kick on the afterburners a little bit. The rocket is pointing, you know, downrange, so let's go. Alright, hit the gas, will ya? I really like these effects. They're awesome. So, a total of 1000 meters per second to burn, and then we shall be orbital. After that, I don't, and since this is a simulation, I don't plan of doing an extensive testing, but I will probably execute a full-on burn just to see how far can we get on the current delta V, which is 4.3 thousand, substantial. I think that's even enough to get us out of the solar system, if we push hard enough, of course. But first things first, circularization first, escaping the Kerbin second, escaping the solar system third. Just for your record, guys, I'm playing with the Outer Planets mod, meaning that I have Sarnus, Naden, Plock, Tecto, and Ovok, and all these wonderful, you know, planets to visit. So, yeah, this is a very mod-heavy install, I can tell you that much. Alright, guess we are orbital, and we have remaining a whopping 3.6 thousand. There we go, decoupling the fairing, and oh, this will be fun. So, looks good to me. Now let's extend the communitron and the solar panels. Should have put them on action groups, but you know, I'm worried if I put them on action groups, they will go bonkers. Now, I've skipped to the part where we actually do the ejection burn because I just wanted to see how far can we really get on this. So guys, with this being said, please do let me know what your thoughts are. I'm experimenting with this ultra-wide. It should probably look good on some, you know, phones. You might get, you know, if you're having an ultra-wide monitor or anything, you can actually see it full. However, I mean, YouTube is not really made for the ultra-wide, but you can still put it there, so there's that. But let me know how are you seeing it. I'm really curious if you see it good, if it looks sharp, and if it looks compelling, in which case I will resume with the ultra-wide, otherwise I might just revert back to the full HD. I don't have the 4K monitor, so I cannot go 4K, but I can do this, 140p on ultra-wide. And I personally like it because I can see I have a bigger, you know, field. You can see, walk Naden. But that's something that I'm really curious to hear from you guys. I actually have big plans for this save. I intend to go all out on the space stations, you know, remote exploration and everything. But I must say the tech tree is something that actually I'm using the community tech tree and probes before crew. I did find it quite a lot challenging because it requires a lot of science to be gathered. And the reason, that's actually why I installed the D-Magic orbital science, because I thought it might be a good idea that I have some sort of additional, you know, sciencey things that I can do to accelerate this a little bit. Otherwise I was really worried that I would really need to land on all planets, everything, just to unlock the whole tech tree. There we go. Oh, look at that. Yes, I think with this we can actually fully leave the the solar system, to be honest. Look at it go. Bye-bye. Alright, I think actually we have proven that we have more than enough delta V to get us pretty much through anything. So I'm just trying to find a nice pretty pick where I will be disconnecting this bad boy and see how does it look when it launches all of the satellites and how can it murder my frame rate. Okay, we ready? Okay. I just want to, okay, let's point it back to Kerbin and then activate. Right, that works, successful test. And now let's decouple a few satellites, shall we? Chick-tung. Beautiful. Right, with that thing being said, there are a few minor adjustments that I would like to make. I think we have a few satellites too many. So first, I'm gonna put some experiments here. I'm gonna leave this communotron on top, but I'm gonna be placing 2 relay antennas because those will be important. I'm gonna remove one of these to make room for it, and then I will be closing the fairing. Okay, that looks much better, come to think of it. Now, that thing being saved, I should probably launch it. Yes. Or actually add it to the build queue. Failed editor checks. Yes, I know it failed editor checks. That means that only that we need to upgrade our, VAB. And I'm about to do that. So by the time we get a chance to launch this bad boy, we'll already have an upgraded VAB. So we have a total of 920,000 funds. So I can actually stop it, and then yeah, as you can see, vehicle assembly building is being upgraded. Yes, it was a pricey bugger too. I cannot wait till we get the newest, latest and greatest VAB. I start getting used to this one actually. It almost started looking like the real deal. 3, 2, 1, and... ta-da! Now we have the actual big-ass VAB. Beautiful. Right, so we have the Duna ComNet deployer that will take another 27 days to build, and with our windows being 231 days, I want to make sure that everything is already, prepared. So probably some 20 days before the launch I will start, or 20 days before the transfer window, I will start of sending these into the orbit so that we can, send them on their merry way to Duna. Yeah, I don't think we will be sending anything to Joule, to be honest, because I think the window is too narrow and we don't have the antennas that are capable of reaching that far. So yeah, we will not be launching to Joule right now. Okay, it's finished. Great. Oh, and it gave us 173 science, which we'll be using in the next episode. So with that thing being said, let's just check out the research and development. My goal is actually to go into the specialized construction, because here I can get big air shell and I can get some more of the big station parts, but we'll probably do that in the next episode. Until then, thank you very much for watching. You know what to do. Smash that like button, and I shall be seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks, signing off.